What do we do about the continuing depredations of the international financial institutions? I am probably treading on shaky ground here, but I'm too old and I'm too impatient and I'm too angry to wrestle my natural maniacal spasms to the ground. So let me simply say that what the international financial institutions have done to Africa is utterly unforgivable. And the impact of the structural adjustment programs in the late 1980s and early 1990s shredded the social sectors so that Africa today is not in a position to respond adequately, even were it to wish to respond. And one of the aspects which I deal with in some elaborate length in the book is what has happened to school fees. Because, of course, school fees tended to be imposed as a condition in return for the loans that were granted by the international financial institutions. Suddenly, the requirement of conditionality was user fees for health, user fees for education. And the consequences in the early part of the 21st century are quite direct. All kinds of children who should be in school, desperately want to be in school, cannot be in school because they simply cannot afford the school fees. We know what an emancipation it is when the school fees are removed. We understand that. Look at the example of Kenya. The ambassador is here. The new government under President Kibaki offered during the election campaign to eliminate school fees. He came to power. They eliminated school fees. And within a matter of weeks, 1,300,000 children turned up at the doors of the schools who had not been in school before, fully 20% of the school-going population. We understand what it means when you eliminate school fees and allow children to return to school, which they so determinedly crave. But the consequences of structural adjustment program have compromised that process. And we're only now beginning to consider seriously again the removal of school fees in those countries which still apply them. And you have to ask yourselves, where have we been over the last several years? How do you abandon so many children to a fate external to the school when we could have made it possible for them to attend?